Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Hi, my name is Drew Burks. I'm the co-founder of a company called Just Funnel It, and we are certified with Infusionsoft as certified partners. And today I wanted to kind of give you a visual of a couple ways that I believe I can add some value to your company. And I thought it would be a little more interactive than just simply emailing you or cold calling you and interrupting your day. So inside of Infusionsoft, there's a couple things I can do to help you right away. And that being system cleanup, cleaning up your tags and your categories so there's a logical naming convention that's easy for you and any of your team members to quickly understand what the tags and categories mean and where your contacts are at within a given campaign. Another thing I can do is quickly help you understand what conversion points are contained within each campaign, and then set up visual reporting so that you can, again, quickly and easily anytime identify how the performance of that campaign is operating. Some of the other things I can do on a higher level are the campaign strategy and campaign build out, including third-party integrations that would be necessary to fully optimize or extend the functionality of Infusionsoft. Now, a couple things, because I know that you are a coach and that you're in the coaching business. So a couple things that I think would be really relevant to you would be the lead magnet, the long-term nurture campaigns, the coaching and consulting application funnels are called. And then I also want to share with you our automated webinar campaign. And all of those I know work in the coaching industry because we've been using them in the coaching industry for about 2.5 to 3 years now. As well before that, when I was specifically consulting businesses and entrepreneurs, I did a lot of work with life coaches, business coaches, health coaches, fitness coaches, and these are the same campaigns or the bread and butter campaigns that we always set up and got positive results with. So with that, let me jump right into a couple of these campaigns so that you can see how they look. And if they look like something that would be beneficial to your company, or if they look cleaner and easier to follow than what some of your campaigns might look like, then I invite you to use the link below and schedule a free 30-minute session with me. During that session, we'll actually share your screen. We'll jump into your application, and we'll look at the areas that you are having trouble with or struggled with. And during that 30-minute call, I will do my very best to add tremendous value to that and solve some of your problems during that 30 minutes. And then at the end of that 30 minutes, if you feel like you'd like to hire me, then we can talk about that as an option as well. So with that, let me jump right into some campaigns. Okay, so what I'm going to walk you through here is a simple campaign. This is a lead magnet to TBD, to be determined. And again, this could be to a webinar, this could be to an application form, this could be to a book launch, this could be to an invitation to a mastermind, this could be to anything really that you wanted. But the way we set this up is you have the opt-in, so this would be the form that's on your page, on your website. And then what we do here is we simply run a tagging only sequence, and we do this for reporting. And we also do this to then start the campaign. Now the reason we do this is, let's say that you have someone on your list already and you want to add them to this, but you don't want to make them go opt-in, right? Because it just wouldn't be a great user experience. Then that's why we do this. You can just apply this tag, and then it delivers it to them this way. And so it runs a decision diamond, and it says, hey, if they've already previously opted into this, stick them down here. And we like to do this because a lot of times people will get, with all the Facebook ads and things that we run nowadays, sometimes people opt into the same thing over and over and over, a little bit unknowingly. So what we do here is say, hey, you've already opted into this before. Here's the link if you really want to download it again, but I just wanted to make sure. This delivers the lead magnet. And then this is a nice little trick that we've learned that gets extremely positive results is we track who downloads the PDF. Now, and this is also something that I got to tell you, we see most people not doing this, but every time we've implemented it, the results have been extremely favorable. So we track if they click that. Now, the other part, the sneaky part 2 of this, or part 2 of the sneakiness here is then we send them an email that says, hey, you downloaded the ebook or you watched a video, what'd you think? And this actually gets people to reply back to you, and so it does a couple things. One, it keeps your audience a little bit more engaged, makes it feel a little bit more real, like it's an authentic, real conversation on automated funnel. And 3, it's going to increase your email deliverability because you're starting to create what Google would consider a two-way conversation. So this part really, really important. If they don't convert, this is the to be determined part. We need to, or part of the to be determined. We would want to figure out what we do with them here. And again, there's no one size fits all here. This is unique to every different business. But the point being is that anyone that goes in here and they don't do the behavior that we want them to, we have a plan to move them somewhere else. And then down here, we just set this up so that we can also quickly test. So within every funnel we do, we like to build in a quick testing mechanism. And so that's one campaign that we could set up for you right away that I believe it would help. And there's certainly some details that go into each of these sequences, but those are oftentimes very unique to the business. So with that, let me jump into another campaign and I'll walk you through another example of how I think I might be able to help you. Okay, so here we're inside the coaching application. Now this could easily be a coaching / consulting application or a consulting application. The point being is you would drive traffic to an application to apply to work with you. And this could be an application for a free consulting session, a free strategy session. It could be a consulting to just straight up work with you without the whole free session. But the point being is once they filled out the application, then what we would do in here is we would send an email and thank them for that. We would set up a task for you or your team member to actually get in touch with them. Then we utilize the note feature here. We like to, because at this point this is a real life business, it requires you to be on the phone with someone. So once you talk to them, you have the ability then to move them through, and what we're doing here is we're utilizing the sales pipeline or the opportunity stages that Infusionsoft offers you. And there's a couple ways to achieve this, but in this particular case we're going to do it with opportunity. So this would be if you're on the phone with the prospect here and you're presenting to them and helping them and they say, look, I'm not interested, then you could put them in the not interested stage. And right, this would just be moving into, and then here we would have your set up all of your opportunity stages. So in this case, right, we would say, I don't know if I have this one already set up, but it would basically say not interested. And so we would just set those pipeline stages up. And again, and those are always, they're of course somewhat similar, but each business kind of has its own unique pipeline. So difficult to demonstrate exactly what yours would look like, but we would create your stages here, the sales stages in your pipeline. If someone's not interested, we stick them in here. So in here you might have some, nurturing, some content that's to maybe move them further along in the process. Now, if you're on the phone with them and they say, I'm interested, but I'm not quite ready, then, right, you'd go in here. And again, you'd have some emails and some content going out to help move them along. Now, if they were interested in moving forward, here again, you could have some emails that say, hey, it was great talking to you. Here's all the information followed up with. Here's copies of the agreement or whatever it is you need them to sign, and a link to make payment. And this, again, could be done a couple different ways. We like to use tags here because we use shopping carts outside of Infusionsoft just because they have more bells and whistles and they can do more. But with that said, if this were an Infusionsoft checkout, then we would just simply connect it to a product within the, and this is my development app, so there's no list of real products in here, but you would connect it right to a specific product. And then when that purchase goal was met, then you would move them here and you would talk about where they need to go to, and this would move them out of, right, so this would be out of, and it's going to make me just pick a stage here just so, right, this would be moving into, moving forward, and moving out of. And the way these note things work, if you're not familiar, is it's just a good way for you to quickly move people around a campaign without any difficulty. So an example would be, if all of these sequences were linked together left to right, it would be very difficult to find them and then move them to the appropriate space. When you use the note feature, it makes it very, very simple to do. So with that, let me jump out and I'm going to show you one other campaign that I think can be very, very valuable to your business. So with that, just one second. Okay, so now we are inside the automated webinar campaign. Now, This one is my favorite because this one is what makes us the most amount of money, to be very honest with you, but it's also something that creates a lot of time freedom for people, in the coaching consulting space. Anyone that's trading time for money, doing one-to-one or even one-to-small groups, this is proven over and over and over in dozens of different niches to be the most profitable one, hands down. So what you do in here is we set up an automated webinar, and that's something that, if you don't have one, we can help you with that as well. But let's assume that you have one for the time being. Is what you do is you have an invite sequence. So this would be inviting your list. Here would be they register. Now inside here, there's a couple little, secret sauce formulas that we use in the copy, but we basically confirm and welcome them to the webinar. We indoctrinate them or frame yourself and frame your products and the content of the webinar within the context you want people to see it. And then here we have some reminders that go out. And then we track when people log into the webinar. And then once the webinar is over, we tag them with a replay available. And then if they buy on the webinar, we stick them here. If they don't, we pass them through. We track if they attended or missed. Now in here is a little bit more secret sauce in the way we use email copy, the way we use countdown timers to create scarcity and urgency, and the way we package our offer on the webinar. And then if they are in one of these stages and they click to the sales page but they don't buy, we have a cart abandonment sequence to try to recoup some of those sales. And then here again, this would either be a purchase goal or a tag, just based on how we're operating the shopping cart. And then if they purchase, we would move them into the post-purchase campaign, which would be a different campaign and would likely be sticking them through a membership site. Now, like everything, is if they came through here and they didn't purchase, we want to eventually move them into a new sequence to reset their attention, provide some value, and ultimately lead them to a new offer. Now, if they get here and they miss, what we actually do is we actually tag them with a re-invite, and then we re-invite them once a week for 4 weeks, and the goal of getting them to go back through their funnel. Now, if these people and these people don't register, then again, we have a plan to move them into a new campaign to provide value and reset their attention, and again, hopefully make them another offer that they will take us up on. So these are 3 of the campaigns that I've seen be most beneficial to people like yourself in the coaching space. And again, I would love to chat with you for 30 minutes on Skype and go through your Infusionsoft and or your, even if you're not using Infusionsoft right now, to go through your autoresponders and see what I can do to provide immediate value to you. And again, at the end of that, if you think that I can help you and you think these strategies would be help grow your revenues, then I would love to chat with you about that as well. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to hear from you soon.